Good evening, everybody. I want to start off by saying thank you to Irvin and Johnson and ABI who sponsored us and our training for the year, and apologize that our invitee from INJ couldn't make it. He got called to court this afternoon. Rodney? Yeah. Oh, I had other thanks to say as well. I wanted to thank Sandra and Anita also for their support during the year.
Use that one. I've got another one here.
So we're lucky we don't have matching strengths. And Rodney, I want to thank you for being my partner and such a good partner and a trusting partner. Rodney said to me last week that he trusts me completely, and that was one of the best. That was the best thing that I heard this year, and the good thing that I heard last year was when I read the first few pages of the A Time to Think book, which should really be called a Time to Listen. So I read about listening, just a few pages, and I listened to Anita, and she told me she loves me. So two great moments from this, from Partners for Possibility. I thought that I would introduce Rodney, and he introduced me, but I don't think that was very clever. But Rodney, this is Rodney's first appointment as a principal. He's been at Wespoort for 2 years, and that's the first time he's a principal. So he's not very experienced in being a principal, and he'd heard about the success that that schools have had with the Partners for Possibility process, and that's why he approached the organization. And other points that Rodney mentioned, are you with me?
You go.
Thank you. The other things he mentioned is that he's very open to partnerships in general, and he can see the benefit of partnerships to bring investment of time and effort and caring into his school. Also thinking out of the box. If I have something to do with that, I'll be honored. So then, and about the values of the school. I'd better read it. Rodney's vision is to have learners who can think for themselves. And for the school, to have a school that is fun, yet serious about making a difference in the lives of the children.
Hi, good evening, everybody. George, my partner, I want to introduce. He believes that education of our children is the most important task. Nothing else. Education. And that this PFP that we belong to provides a structure from which one can make a contribution. Any contribution, whether it is in your community, whether it's in a school, but it makes a contribution, a valuable contribution to society. So I want to talk a bit about the school. So these are the school's challenges, and that's George and I. We took some learners on a walk up Rhodes Memorial and around, and some of them saw the City Bowl for the first time from an elevated position. So our challenges are that we have a low income catchment area, so parents face a daily challenge to take care of families. Our pupils are mainly, although our school is in Mitchells Plain, there are a lot of children, but 70% are from Philippi and Kailicha. I inherited a school and a legacy of weak administrative and financial management and a non-functioning school governing body. There's constrained finances, and fundraising is not really very well supported by parents living outside of Mitchell's Plain. This was a very big challenge. While our learners progress until grade 4, literacy and numeracy scores drop after grade 5, and I think it's a general trend. And the challenge is to keep up that rate of development, and we'd identified a way to arrest that downward trajectory from grade 3 to grade 6 in the systemic evaluation results we'll show you later. Our school management team is not functioning optimally because some of the members are pulling in different directions, and the SMT is not always on the same page. The vision of the school is not my current vision. I'm there 2 years, 10 months, so that's not my vision. And we need to change and challenge the mindsets. The school is not at the center of the community. It's in the community, but it's not at the center of the community. So there's not really anything happening inside of the community. We have discipline issues in grade 7. And like I said, parental involvement with the black community is lacking because of transport issues, and there are lots of other issues. So those are just some of the pics. We visited the one on the far right. We visited the Jewish Museum 2 weeks ago, and it's the first time children really interacted with a person of another faith, Jewish. And then these are just some of the pics from our prize giving. The grade 7s had a marker day, and that was when we celebrated Heritage Day. Okay, George, I think you're up.
Yes. I think instead of following this, I'll just tell you a little story, but you can put our stuff on there. The third course we attended was something called community building. And it was a very inspiring 2-day course. It was an interactive or participative kind of course, and what we learned there and experienced was how one can how you go about getting people to be inspired and work towards the same goals. And everybody who was in that course decided to go out and replicate this at our schools. So a community among principals, a community of shared values and objectives, and among the school management team, the school governing body, and the community outside of the school, the parents. And so we met and decided we decided we're going to tackle the first ring of the onion, as you called it. Remember? The first concentric circle was going to be the school management team, which is quite a difficult team in Rodney School. Like you said, they're not on the same page. They work in opposite directions. And we met and decided what we're going to do about it, but the meeting just didn't happen. It didn't happen. And we started to doubt, I think, I started to doubt what we're doing. And then one day we started with addressing the boring stuff, the admin at the school. So that stuff that that I've been doing in my past professional life for years. So to me, that's now not new and exciting things. But anyway, we started addressing the admin in the school. Things like banking correctly, properly, on time, proper accounting systems, registering employees with SARS. So we've actually spent our year now getting the admin right. And as Louise gave me the words, building a foundation. So, and what actually has happened is that Rodney's been standing on a burning platform, to borrow another expression. And because he's been uncomfortable about the admin, it's been difficult, I think, to to pay attention to all the to all the other aspects of managing the team. And now that the admin is coming right, you can see a different principal in that school and a different vibe in the school. And many of the small things we are ticking off. But I can also add that we're in the first of at least 4 or 5 years of working.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, our indication is that our time is up. And we're only on slide 2. I just want to move on just to the last couple of slides. Okay. You can get this, I can email this to you. Okay. But really, what trainings impacted on me was that leaders are bad at saying no. We're very bad at saying no. How do I create a climate of empathy? Those are the questions that I ask. But I want to get to that second last one. The school is the center of community, and I refer to that Walk with George. I called it Walk with George. That was a start where we interacted with young children, and they could tell us so much. Anita can bear testimony to that. She went on the walk. The child could identify the protea and tell us so many things about it. So there are opportunities to make the school the center of the community by starting with children. And then, those were some of the benefits. There we were walking with George. Some of the benefits for us is we've got Drop Everything and Read. It's called DEAR. And that is, remember I spoke about the trajectory of arresting at the trajectory of the learners that are kind of falling by the way. We've established a working computer lab that has got computers, has got tablets, and it's got iPads. And through the Green Shoots program, and many principals know it's a mathematics program, children are actually finding learning fun. And that is working towards my vision. So that's George, and that's some of these things. To conclude, and it's many of the things that he spoke about, listening, and we recontracted, and I think that was the start of where we are now. Thank you, Partners for Possibility. And that's our favorite meeting place. We won't tell them but thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.